My journey from data entry to data scientist. I actually have a bachelor degree in journalism. Now, how does that fit in with anything? Storytelling. Data tells a story. Journalism helps. How do you fit this much description in this much space? Always a useful skill. But out of college, I really didn't want to become a journalist in the classical sense. So I took the first job I could at a newspaper. See, a newspaper was actually a large sheet of paper with the news printed on it before the internet. You fold it up, and then paper boys would throw it onto your porch. But that's another story. Graphic design doesn't hurt when you're trying to tell stories with data either. Eventually, I moved up to sales. I was no good at it, but sales did give me a good background in business. You look at the top things people are looking for data scientists. Communication, a big one. No better way to learn communication than being forced to cold call on local businesses. So you're thinking, I'm on top of the world, right? I work for a newspaper in Ohio, a small town. Why would I ever want to leave? But basically, I wanted a steady paycheck. I wanted to get married and have kids. So before I got married, I got a job in customer service. Steady paycheck, good pay, good benefits at a large financial firm. I did customer service for 3 years. That's about the shelf life you can expect from talking on the phone. But again, that communication is invaluable that you learn from that kind of job. So after 3 years of that, I applied to be part of back office. And basically, I was assigned to correct retirement accounts. And at first, the simplest adjustments was data entry. Here's how much we messed up on. Here's what we need you to enter in the mainframe. Simple. But as you progressed in the job, you had more complicated analysis to do. That, at least for me, segued me from data entry to data analyst. And at the time, they weren't looking for super high-level skills, but you had to be awesome at Excel. And apart from that, communication was important, accuracy and speed was important, and staying up to date with technology was important. I worked in that department as a processor and as a supervisor eventually. But as the years went by, I knew there was a more sophisticated way to handle data, and I knew I was capable of it. I kept hearing big data and the jobs you could get as a data scientist, which was intriguing to me. So I actually saw an ad on Facebook for my alma mater. It was offering an online master's degree in business analytics. So I knocked it out in 2 years with 2 small children, having to be a husband, having to be a baseball coach and basketball coach, and having to have my full-time job. So it was a big sacrifice for 2 years. And then once I got out, getting a job in data science was easy. I'm just joking. It was not easy. It took about 9 months to get a job in data science. But at the time, it seemed like they were handing out jobs. There were tons of jobs to apply for. But after 23 years of not applying for a job, the way that you had to go about it had changed a whole lot. And I'm going to stop there. If you guys like this video, I'll do part 2.